Hi everyone. We should be going live. Yeah, didn't I just completely trick you all because you thought I was going to play the intro tune? Welcome to Synth Geekery, episode 335. We are streaming live from Western Australia in a city called Perth. Not the Scottish place. It's another place with the same name, probably named after the Scottish place, I would suggest. Been there once, good enough to say that. And anyway, this is a show not about geography. This is a show about synths and stuff like that. So if you do miss the intro song, well, you're going to miss it because I've scrapped it and there's a new one on its way.
Cool, nice.
Because I've kind of,
it's all been done by AI.
No, that's the thing, Darren. I've shit the bed. And basically AI is out the door.
Had enough of it.
Yeah, no more AI. I mean, there's probably AI in
But the problem is,
in this show.
It's lost its initial shine, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it had such a floral bouquet to begin with.
see, the thing is, this whole show is AI. So does anybody know what's real?
That's it. Anyway, so
Experiences.
how we are going to do the new intro is like what Sonic State did about 15 years ago. Do you guys remember that?
Competition.
Yeah, we could do a competition.
He did a competition. Didn't Nick do a competition?
No, he gave it to everyone and said, send us a intro tune, and whoever wins will have their intro tune on the show.
Yeah.
And bragging rights, basically.
Competition.
It's like a competition. We could do that if you like, if anyone's interested in doing that. So, yeah. Do that. And maybe I might do one as well, and then we can all vote. And it doesn't really matter then, does it?
That would be good.
It only needs to be...
Make sure that...
Yeah.
I'm going to say make sure you can't use AI.
Don't use AI because we'll know. No, it only needs to be, I reckon, no less than 10 seconds, no more than 30 seconds. I feel like the one we had before was probably a little bit long. It was about a minute long. So we'll go with anything between 10 to 30 seconds. And if anyone needs any graphics or anything like that, I will make that available to you. Just message me. So if you want the Synth Geekery logo, for example, I will send it to you. There's different versions of it. There's a black version and a white version, depending on the background. There's transparent versions, all that sort of stuff. So just let us know. You guys have got to do everything, though. You got to do the music and the visuals. That's the thing. Yeah. So I feel like, we're a community, so, we should be able to handle this. So, yeah. All right, let's do that, and that'll probably just fizzle and nothing will happen, as usual. But
got to put it out there, though.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. And if nothing does happen, I'll just probably use one that I'll create. But, yeah.
It's got to be a killer. It's got to be absolutely, I don't know, banging, awesome. It's got to be something like, like you get out of Hollywood. No, maybe that's a bad thing, actually. Nothing like
Hollywood. You nearly said the word Hollywood.
I know.
Well, if you,
Babs
is saying in the chat
It's
that
got to be straight out of Salford, hasn't it?
Babs is saying, you guys with your pommy jokes. Babs is saying in the chat that it's too much work for her to do the visuals as well as the music. So maybe we could split the job into two and have people submitting visuals and people submitting music. I mean, you might actually be better at visuals than music. That might be what you do for a living. I don't know. That could be an idea. But, I feel like, I've done many intros over the years, so give a chance to you guys to have a go. Makes the show more about us as a community as opposed to me just a talking head delivering and you guys just sort of sitting back and receiving. Becomes more contributing. Anyway, all right, so there we go. We are going to get stuck into the show. Paul's saying my daughter landed in Melbourne this week. Good on her. Happy visit to Australia. Good on you, Paul. We've got a couple of things in news. I actually really didn't think we'd have anything in news this week, except for one thing that Chris suggested in Discord. So I thought it was going to be pretty light on the news. But it turns out that we've actually got 4 interesting things to talk about in news. So look forward to that. We have got a really special synth quiz this week where I've got a different quiz master. It's not me. It's definitely not AI, so don't worry. It's a human being. And it will be a little bit different in the format, but it will still have the same 3 clues. You got to guess it structure. It'll just be slightly different in the way the clues are delivered. So look forward to that when that hits. And I think that's probably look forward to Ian's. We'd always look forward to Ian's on this day segment a little bit later in the show. And let's get stuck into how's your week been, and we're going to start. We'll start with Ian because he looks really chirpy today. Look bright-eyed and fairy-tailed. Yeah.
Well, I had a good sleep.
There we go. That's a start.
It's sunny, but still a bit cold here in Somerset. Although we've had storms and all sorts of things going on. What has my week been? Put a podcast out on Monday. We talked about the Brits and we talked about International Women's Day, which was Louise's idea, which was quite interesting. It's on YouTube and all podcast sites, so I think you can get it on Spotify. But as I don't do Spotify, I never go to check. It's certainly on Apple Music. What else? Not much else actually. I mean, lots of bits and pieces really. I've been practicing for next week's Synth Southwest gig. I won't be here next week, obviously. Mm-hmm. So it'd be good to see people at that. But no, not much else actually this week. Just a bit of practice. Sold a few things. I went to Froome Film Club on Wednesday. Saw a film called Santosh, which was quite interesting, with subtitles. That's it. Not much happening this week.
Awesome. Well, next week will probably be
just
big.
Glad to be here as always.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, next week I've got tons of stuff on.
Jump in the old British racing green Morris Minor and head up the highway, and you'll hit this fella. How's your week been, Daren?
Hey.
I can probably do a bit like Ian. Not really done much this week. Not been in the studio. Just bits and bobs. Lot to look at, but I've just not had a chance to do it. So it's been pretty lackluster in the studio. I'm trying to work out a new live case. I've got ideas, but I can't work out how to do them. I can see the end product. How we get there. So basically, I've not managed to do anything there. That's been my week. Obviously working, which takes up most of it, but that's been my week. And my camera's slightly better by the look of it. Camera, same thing, but
it's probably the internet, Daren. Did you pay your bill?
I don't know why I changed. I might have put an extra 50p in. That's probably why it's giving me an extra couple of megs.
Yeah, there you go. Gave it a scare.
Yeah, that'll be more like it. Yeah.
Fantastic. Good on you, mate.
That's basically my day. We can crack on.
Good on you, buddy. Hey, Chris, how's your week been?
Not bad, mate. I've been up to my usual shenanigans. I've just been doing lots of coding. This week I've had my head in... let's start again. I've had my head in envelope generators. So
yes.
I've been writing code for envelope generators. So having fun stuff about different stages and working out other things. And I've also been looking at the manual for the protein, as I had to work out where the hell the noise generator was coming from, because it took me a while to work that out. Believe it or not, it's part of the filter section. So I'm sure I noticed that when I watched the video, but I forgot and had to look up the manual and then went, oh, that's why I couldn't turn it off.
Interesting place to put the noise generator, isn't it?
Yeah, it is an interesting place. Well, it's in order to keep it knob per function, they have to assign two functions, and and I managed to sell a DIY kit this week, which is good.
Good job.
Get that sorted out on Sunday and get it posted on Monday to the UK, which is good because we don't have to worry about Mr. Trump's tariffs.
Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah, pretty much just working on the old software, getting to the next stages and mucking around with things like exponential and linear slopes, which is kind of fun. It is very cool, but believe me, they look much better on the scope, the exponential ones, I'll tell you that much. Yep, so apart from that, everything's okay here. Nobody was sick this week, so that's good. And it was cooler, so I'm much more enjoying being in the office again. So
fantastic.
That's been my week.
Good job. There we are. We're all back. Enjoying the Synth Geekery show. If you are, do hit the old thumbs up. Don't forget to do that. And if you are new, jump into chat and say, hi, I'm new, and tell us where you're from. What's your favourite synth, maybe? That might be a good little icebreaker. Usually when you're hanging around with a bunch of synth dudes like us, we tend to talk about stuff like that. Let's do the synth quiz, because I bet you everyone's wondering, what the hell was Ranzee talking about before, how it's changed? What does he mean? Well, let's find out. Indeed, you're in trouble, because I like to throw spanners in the works, and it'll just upset the apple cart, and that's exactly my little plan. So the first clue actually is not this at all. We actually have to refer to the image that I'm about to show you, and that's going to be the first clue. And so the image, clue number 1, is going to go across my face right now. There it is there. There's your image, clue number 1. I'll hold it up for a little bit so you guys can see it and absorb it. And done. There we go. Look at that. Clue number 1 done. And I don't even have to talk. I can just show it. I don't even have to say a word. And the thing is, you know what? I actually think this is kind of genius, because people can't type it into Google. I mean, they could probably screenshot it and Google reverse image search it, I guess. They could probably try that. But that's a lot of effort. So yeah, see how you go with clue number 1. I'd love it if someone got it straight off the bat. And so the person who's actually given us the synth quiz this week would love that too. If you do want to have your clue put in, make sure you write synth quiz and then space and then your clue. Remembering that you can have as many guesses as you like, but your first guess is the official guess that we will take, and anything after that, we will just laugh at you, basically, and go, good on you, spammer. Right, let's have a little of a laugh, speaking of laughs. We'll do funny side, or should we actually? No, we won't do funny side just yet. We'll actually say good day to the chatties, because I haven't said good day to the chatties for a bit, and they're feeling left out. No one told me, but I just had this feeling. You just get the gut feeling. Yeah. And I just thought, well, let's say hello. And we haven't done the old-fashioned Daren, how we used to sort of go down the list. Hey, do you remember, Daren, how we used to do that? Starting with Thomas. Yeah. Thomas says, hello, hi, Ranzee team. Let's go. Good on you, Thomas. And then Lady Aptitude's there saying, g'day, mates. Good on you, Babs. Wagoo's there saying, g'day, Rans, Thomas, Maikshifter, Babs, Ian, and Angie. Well done. Then Eric says, hello. Good on you, Eric. Dead Man Walking's saying hello to a whole bunch of nicks. I'm not going to go there. And then Zastruga says, hey all. Good on you, Zastruga. Probably butchered that pronunciation, as I generally do. Who else we got? Scrolling down. Paul Holmes says, hi all. G'day, Paul. Da Vinci Girl says, hello. Hello, you guys. Nice to have you. And Jamie says, hi, Randy, and a whole bunch of other people. Ranzee, I meant to say, sorry. Can't even pronounce my own name correctly. Who else we got? Matt Brown says, hi, Ranzee and everyone. G'day, Matt. And all of these people, most of these people that I'm reading out have been people who have been watching the show for many, many, many years, and I think it's fantastic. I actually really think it's a cool thing. So I know that's you. Sean's there, the breathalyzer. Big hello to Synth Friends. Good on you, Sean. And Sean's a channel member. He's got a big Synth logo next to his name. That's how you know. Anyone who does, you'll know that they're a member of the channel. And it's just done that thing, Daren. When you know how it used to do that thing where it just scrolls, and then I just lost my space. Like, it just scrolls.
Yeah.
And I just lost my spot now. So I'll have to finish it there. But what we can do, instead of dwelling on that, we can just go straight to funny side. Memes of the week. Starting with this one. And let me just fix up the blank space because Andy's not here. And we'll replace Andy
I am
with...
the blank space.
Replace Andy with who? Ian. There we go. Done. Right. D50, 250 euros, or the D05 for 500 euros. Winning. Absolutely winning. Yep, you got it. Danny DeVito, he approves of this meme. Yeah. Danny DeVito is kind of, yeah, I get it. It's kind of, it's got the D50 sort of D50 Danny DeVito. Get it? I think that was clever. Anyway.
It's a bit niche.
Sean, I know you're watching, mate. Here's your meme. Repeating pluck sounds are the banjo of electronic music. Changed my mind. Good on you, Sean. That's a good one, mate.
That's right, that one.
Yes.
I did have to search in the Facebook group for a little bit to find that one, but yeah, that's a good one. Right. The next one this is a ladder filter. If anyone doesn't know. There we go. Next one is fart control with max fart and fart hinder. Fart hinder. Oh my god, that one is a good one. Now, I think it's this one. This one is sent in by Daren. Dazza from Down Under. You guys might know him as the Intergalactic Federation. Now, I know Dazza doesn't watch the show live anymore because it's live too late for him. He's in bed, snuggled up in his jammies. But Dazza, if you're watching on the replay, mate, we love you. Here's your meme. Vincent, we happy? Yeah, we're happy. Love it. So if you haven't worked it out, he's opened up his briefcase, and that's what Eurorack's in the briefcase. That's why he's happy. It's a good one. Fantastic. Anyway, we will release the bot into the chat, and meme voting is what you're going to be doing. Here we go. ! Vote 0 for D50, 1 for plucked banjo, 2 for ladder filter, and 3 for farts, and 4 for Vincent. And Vincent's on the screen right there. There we go. So, votes are coming in. Follow what everyone else is doing if you're not sure. That's usually a good indicator. If there's 10 people that have done something right, except don't do what James just did, because that's wrong. Here we go. We've got a winner so far. This one's really climbing up.
I was the only one that voted for plucked banjo.
I'd vote for it. I can't vote though because it's kind of,
No.
people will go, it's rigged, get this guy off, he's shit, the show's shit. Yeah. They say that without voting anyway, don't they, Chris? Who doesn't love Pulp Fiction references? Exactly, Eric. Exactly. Well, we definitely have our 10, but I still feel like there's more votes coming in. Chris.
Come on, banjo lovers.
Chris felt sorry for the D50, didn't you, mate?
Well, it's close to my heart. I wished I'd got a D05 when they were still retail.
I think we have a winner. I think you guys pretty much worked out who the winner is. I'm gonna stop it here. I don't think there's any way that you guys are gonna knock that one off the perch. Here we go.
Front runner.
The winner is Vincent. There we go with 7 votes. 7 votes seems to be a common thing, doesn't it, Daren? Have you ever noticed that? Like every week it's 7 votes. It's almost, I guarantee you there's a week where it wasn't. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
We've had a couple of close calls as well, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had a few outliers, but usually if it's a clear winner, it's around 7 votes. Sean's saying he thought of the banjo thing during a friend's Twitch stream. There you go. I chuckled. I really did.
You should have won, Sean. It should have won, man.
Mate, you should have won that one. But
yeah.
What happens when you're against another Synth Geekery member of the show? It gets competitive. What can I say? You just wait till Babs does another meme. She's like, wow, she pulls them out and they go smack on the desk really hard. So you got to be careful. You guys chose a pretty lean week to get yours in. So keep them coming. Try again. Fantastic. Okay, news, guys. What do you think? Time for it? Sounds good?
Go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like my chair's shrunk. Either that or I've grown. Mum said I'd stop growing at the age of 17. She lied. No. Right, here we go. We have got the JMT Synths SRV1B. Yes, you heard it right. It is an SRV1B. And if you're wondering what the hell that is, well, don't wonder anymore, because I'm here to help. I'm here to scratch that itch, especially the wonder itch. It is a video for you to watch. Let's try that and see with our ears.
Okay.
Worked it out yet? Big hint on the bottom of the box.
It's a spring reverb.
There you go, people.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah.
Wow. Nice sounding spring reverb, I have to say. I actually thought it was quite good sounding. It is a spring reverb box and kind of decent compact size too, I thought. $172 is what I got as a price. I could be wrong. You can get this through Beatsville, which is in Japan. It could be a Japanese manufacturer. I'm not sure, actually. I really don't know much about it in that sense. But I was having a look at their product page before via the Beatsville. By the way, links are always in the blog article. You can see the link for the blog article below. How do I translate this? I press English. There we go. Maybe I can translate it to English. Is that going to help me? It does. It's a desktop spring reverb with a little small built-in spring. And you can get a beautiful reverb sound from it. You can get a drift sort of sound, or you can get a wet, freshy spring reverb sound if you like as well. If you shake it, there's a bit of interesting things. Bang it, do anything like that, as you saw in the video. You get some exciting extra sounds out of it. Now, one of the things I think is a cool thing, Daren, is Daren likes to freeze things. He's got a freezer downstairs, and he goes in there and he chucks things in there. Sometimes he forgets about it, but he does bring them out every now and then, like his MC303 got stuck in there for a bit. This you can freeze through like a decent freezing effects, and you can create kind of interesting drones with the spring reverb sound. So what you've put through your spring reverb, and then if you pluck the string or bang the spring and then you freeze that as it's happened, that creates some very interesting sound effects that are way different to the original audio that's going in. Voices and contact mics and stuff like that kind of do similar things as well. So I always feel these things are always good for people who don't have one. Like if you want a little spring reverb hanging around on your desk, this is a good little way to get it. And I thought 170, it's 27,500 yen, right? So $172 is what I worked that out to be. I thought that was pretty cheap, to be honest.
What's the Australian dollars or US dollars?
US, yeah.
US, right.
Obviously, there might be a bit of postage cost on top of that because it's coming from Japan. It's driven by a 9-volt battery, Chris, which is not included, batteries are not included. But yeah, there we go.
And import duty if he comes into here, I'm afraid.
From Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a free trade agreement with Japan, so we do well.
Yeah, we're all right.
Yep, we do well.
They still, but we still have to pay our GST in it, don't we?
We still pay GST, but they do send us a lot of motor cars, and that's probably why they like us. So, yeah,
Quite a few.
yeah. Anyway, thoughts, guys?
One wonders why they haven't made a guitar pedal of a spring reverb before.
I think they
So
have.
everyone can go.
I think they have. Yeah, I think
Sure
they
they
have.
Because
Yeah.
the obvious thing is you can kick it while it's on the ground. You know,
Yeah.
I can't think of it off the top of my head
it's
though,
the perfect
Chris.
opportunity.
But I
Yeah,
think
no.
they have. Yeah.
Yeah, it must have. It's quite chunky, meaty looking thing.
Well, it's got to be in a little box where it can float
Hmm.
around on the inside. If you pull that apart, it'll just be all
Yeah.
spring,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. No, I think it's a good form factor.
Mm.
I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you guys in
that'd
chat
be-
think?
It's built quite nice as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's quite nicely built. I prefer it to just grabbing a spring tank and a eurorack module and trying to put it somewhere in my case. That seems like a better idea. I mean, even if you got a piece of Velcro, you can easily chuck it to the side of case and all those kind of annoying problems are gone.
We can get the dope for one, like I've got.
Yeah, but you've got to kind of find a space for it, space for the spring tank and design that. Whereas at least this, you can literally treat it like
Pick
a
up
guitar
and go.
pedal. And,
Yeah, Velcro it somewhere.
It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah, that's what I mean.
it's actually
That's what
part
I
of bench compatible as well.
it is with the 9-volt battery,
Because
Darren.
it's battery, yeah, good point.
Yep. Darren likes to test his 9-volt batteries. He sticks them on his tongue and he gets a tingly feeling. And he thinks, "Yep, this one's good to go."
Sat on the park bench as well. Doing that.
The Behringer one is what people are talking about, the reverberator
Okay.
spring thing. How much is that, guys, in chat? You guys are talking about it, so let us know what they cost. I bet you it's not 172.
That'd be 50 quid, won't it?
Yeah.
I've got a spring reverb in my Cog 700 FS, which I don't know if I can just use it on its own.
Be nice if they
not.
did that, wouldn't it?
Would be.
Yeah.
Effects in general, built into anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice to get a direct external in on nearly everything.
But I feel
these
like
days.
spring reverbs and synths have had a good marriage over the years.
Oh yeah.
You know, you look at the ARP 2600. That's a good example of a spring reverb and a synth. There's a few others. You know,
EMS Synthy,
yeah. So,
Synthy 100.
if you feel like that, you know, your life is empty because you don't have a spring reverb, this literally could fix all your problems. You could wake up one day, turn this thing on, and then, my God, you've got a little spring in your step. Off you go. Far out. I'm going to give up.
Yeah.
It's
Right. We will get on to the next. Thank you, people, for putting up with my crap. Here we go. This is the Recce. We did show this little brief thing last week, I think it was. Doesn't that look cool with all the little OLED displays sitting there going, "Hey, what am I
It's
doing?"
expensive. It does.
This looks like an
ready
amazing thing.
for a sci-fi film set to me.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
Certainly
might
the design is.
You guys might remember we talked about the Tress there last week. Tress from Valve Labs. This is the Recce. I know Jamie's going to probably kill me because he emailed me during the week, and good on you, Jamie, by the way. And he did show us a few things about this. Now, a couple of things I want to tell you about Valve Labs. They're actually based in Portugal, in Lisbon, and he has only just started this recently, this instrument and studio gear brand. So it's a little startup company, new, and we thought we'd give them a bit of a plug and a bit of a a bit of love, because that's what they need. So he's still working on his website, he tells me, and his brand. So there's a little bit of information out there, but I think I like the way he's going about it. Let's build the gear, put the R&D in. You'll see the video in a sec what I mean by R&D, and that's going to really impress you. And then I worry about things like websites. Hey, Chris, we don't need to worry about that sort of stuff. Anyway, he's going to give us a bit more information about the Tressie thing that we showed last week when he's ready. It's not far away, but he said that he thinks it'll be finalised within a month or so. But he tells me this thing, the Recce, is further along down the track. It's a little bit more, he said it's a little bit more close to final product design. So he's actually working on the prototype box, which you can see in the render video picture here. So this is actually not a real thing. This is a render. But he reckons that'll be ready in April. But what you do get to see, Chris, because I know you love this stuff, is you'll get to see Ian light up his eyes when he sees how cool this thing looks. Here we go. Have a listen to this. Ooh. Well, there's a lot of fifths happening right there, and I'm sure we enjoyed that. But anyway, no, it's actually really cool to see someone playing around with the prototype and doing some R&D. And we get to see behind the scenes. You guys saw the render before. That looks nothing like the render. That's what the render looks like. So this is actually a renamed project. He used to call it the Con Sequencer, and it's actually now going to be called the Recce or Rec. And it's basically a non-linear generative sequencer, and you probably would have gathered that by the way that little demonstration of the prototype that he was working on was working. You probably may have not have caught it, but the way it was kind of sort of stringing across the lanes.
Yeah. I could start. It started showing up sort of halfway through the video towards the end. That's when I started getting it. It's like, oh, it's going through different steps.
Iterations,
different iterations on each one, and he's using one channel. He's just swapping between different channels because he doesn't have all the channels yet.
Yep.
Controls between each one. Cool.
Yeah, he's pretty happy with this. He's got a patent pending on this, so he's quite happy about it. And obviously, that's the news from him. So big shout out to Jamie. Well done, mate. I think it's fantastic.
Good luck with it, really.
Yeah. He's in the Discord channel too. If you guys want to chat to him on Discord, I think there's a Discord button here somewhere. There it is. So join us on Discord. You can go chat to him in Discord. His nick is Sfizio in the Discord channel.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it looks. Nice. I think it looks cool. If that's how it's going to be finished.
Yeah,
I mean, it's different. Isn't it? It's definitely. What's that like grill at the top.
Yeah, it's
like a Centronics. Is that a Centronics port or something?
I think it might be a custom edge connector for like a cartridge that you
Yeah.
plug into it, maybe.
Oh, right.
It's just sort of the way it looks to me. As I said, it's from one angle. We can't really
Can't really
sure.
see
It's
from
got
that
an
angle.
LED. Yeah, it's got an LED next to it, which is the kind of thing you'd do if you know, for saying, yes, you've plugged something in. No, you haven't, kind of thing. But, yeah, and the SD card's on the right, above the larger display. And that's got a light above it too, so following his design sort of language, I think he's trying to suggest that the thing on the top left is going to be some kind of expansion for it, probably.
Yeah, that's a good call. I do think that's
expansion.
probably correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's good. We will leave that there. I've just blocked everyone with the photo.
Cool. So that's all we've got at the moment, just that it's a generative sequencer.
That's all he's given me at the moment. There's no
Okay.
information on his
Doesn't-
website.
Okay, so we don't know if it generates its own sounds, or whether it's got a synthesis engine in it or not.
He does say it's modular in some of his like there's a lot of stuff in the email I can't read to you guys because it's private, but he does say it's a modular sequencer. So
Cool. So and hence because it's an algorithmic based sequencing that lends to being routed like a modular system. It makes sense that you would want to do that. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, for me, it's a really interesting design. I don't know
it's
how
amazing looking.
like how big it's going to be. Whether it's going to be
It does
like
look amazing.
that big, I kind of feel it might be sort of that big. I don't know. It's hard to work out. But if you look at that,
Based
that
upon the
prototype video,
scale in the video,
Yeah.
exactly. If you look at the prototype video, the size of each OLED, multiply that by your 8, and that gives you that dimension, and then extrapolate that. It's going to be probably at least as wide as like a computer keyboard, and probably deeper, higher up.
So decent size.
But it's a bold design, though, isn't it? Especially with the sort of like a stretched out hexagon type vibe.
Yeah,
It's like someone's taken a hexagon string. Yeah, good
reminds me of those old
manufacture.
stable tables that you used to have your dinner on with a cushion underneath. That's what it
I've
looks
still
like.
got one. We still use that, Rance.
They are so good, those things. Right.
Yeah.
Well, we will keep going. That's pretty cool. Well done, Jamie. Next
Yeah, thanks, Daren.
is, why did that not work? I don't know why Neutral Labs is not working. Let's try and fix that.
Is it a WebP?
Might be. No, it's not. There we go. It was just
There you go.
gremlins in the mix. There we go. Now, Chris, before we go to you, because you're going to be the guy running this one, can I play a little video?
Fabulous. Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it's only 59 seconds. I think you guys will enjoy this. Here we go.
Spider on it.
Love the spider.
Yeah, it's superb.
Indeed it is, Chris. It's available, isn't it?
It is indeed.
I don't know what those things are trying to show me, but over you go.
A few different
to
forms.
Here.
Yes. Welcome to Neutral Labs. Now, we've seen Neutral Labs before. They've been on this show before. The last thing we saw from them, I think, was the Scrat, which was a CMOS-based drum machine, which made noise just from the voltages it was given. Didn't need to be powered. That was his sort of like last one. Before that, there is the Luma. No, can't remember the other one. The other synth he did, they did, which is, you'll know. I just need to go back to the main page so I can work out what that was, because it's somewhat important. Elmira. You may have heard of the Elmira, which is like a drone synth. Anyway, this one is his latest creation, and I say his. It seems to be he, but it's presumably a team. This one is a bit of an oddball again. So it is another exploration of CMOS technology, but this time he's taken it to 11. So what we have here is an interesting combination of old and new. So we have a modular patchable desktop or eurorack module, which you can buy pre-assembled, or you can buy the DIY kit, which of course is quite attractive to people like me. And it has some really old conceptual stuff about using combinatorial logic chips, CMOS logic chips, but he combines it this time with an effects system which is obviously digital but quite versatile. And he's saying that what he's done is he's taken this old concept of experimental music that people used to make between the late 60s and through the 70s. These synths were called Lunetta synths, and they were all based upon simple combinatorial logic. It wasn't really conventional synthesizer technology. They just kind of shoehorned it into a system which generates sounds or control signals and then blends between the two, and where one turns into the other that's sort of where you explore. But this one, what they've done is they've kind of tried to make it a bit more controlled and a bit more refined so that you can actually use it to make music, basically. Or not make music if you just want to make effects and stuff like that, because you can certainly create some effects with this. So this is not a conventional synthesizer. This is basically a whole bunch of little modules brought out to the front panel so that you can patch them in any way you can possibly imagine. I'll start with what's in them. We have 5 oscillators on the left, and they're square wave oscillators. So, no saw waves and sine waves here. It's all digital. Logic gates. Logic gates are things that when you give it true and a false for 2 inputs, and it generates different outcomes depending on whether it's called an exclusive OR gate or a NOT gate or an AND gate. These are things that are used in digital technology. All our computers actually run on them, but we wouldn't know it's all happening underneath the surface. But anyway, these are brought out so that you can experiment with them. And it also has some logic blocks. So we've got counters, and we've got binary counters, and we've got a different kind of counter, which is more like kind of like a sequence thing, a bit like what Ranzee was showing on the show before. We've also got 2 shift registers. Again, something we've been looking at recently with modules that have shift registers in them to generate generative music. Again, we have some shift registers here, and we have Ranzee's favourite thing, a 4-channel multiplexer. Yes. So, and then we have our touch panels, 3 touch pads, which are both used for controlling the effects section and for are used as like inputs to generate signals and logic stuff, basically to get stuff into and out of it tactilely. Then there's, on the right hand side, there's also some low pass gates. It's probably a bit more interesting. Lunetta synths have never had low pass gates in them. It's been kind of a different discipline. So what he's done here is he's partnered them with good old low pass gates, and we know how yummy low pass gates are. So that's, you can start to get things enveloping and filtering and doing all that kind of juicy stuff. Over on the right hand side there, the effects have 2 different effects in them. So it's a digital effects unit. You've got delays, reverbs, bit crushes, phases, distortions, comb filters, drives, and of course ubiquitous reverbs. CV control, obviously, of nearly everything, because it is kind of, by its very nature, it doesn't really distinguish between CV control and audio control. It has MIDI, which is pretty cool, over 2 of the oscillators. So one of them's free running, but the other 2 you have MIDI control over. And you also have MIDI control over the low pass gates, and some of the logic outputs you have also MIDI control over. It has 2 sequences in there as well. I forgot to mention. Inside that digital module that does the effects is also got some 64-step sequences in it. Of course, this is all clockable to MIDI, clockable to external sequences. The audio output is a headphone compatible unit, so you can take this thing pretty much. I think you just need a power bank to operate this one, because it's the desktop version with the wood paneling around it. You can plug in a USB power supply. You don't get the power supply because it's against their policy to provide additional landfill, I think they say, which is fair enough. So you have to supply the USB power. So you can plug in your power bank in this and make it truly bench compatible, Daren. It comes with those patch cables, those braided patch cables, which is also very nice. This is really an experimental synth, and watch the videos, because depending on which video you watch, you get slightly different kind of explorations. Some of them are trying to create sort of music, and some of them are just not even trying to create music. They're just exploring. So depending on what you're into, I recommend, if you're not resonating with one video, try and switch to the other video. I can recommend for Eurorack heads, I can recommend DivKid's video, because he does work out a nice ways of integrating it into the rest of his Eurorack gear, which gives you some ideas, which I applaud. So this one, I think it's a little bit more expensive than the Scrat. I think it's 399 euros as a kit, but it's more like $799 as a built unit, and I think it's $50 less if you get the Eurorack version. Now, although the front panels are the same, apparently the power supply is different between this, and they did this with their last model as well. They sort of do different power module for some reason between the battery operated one, the USB powered one, and the Eurorack powered one. I'm not sure why he does that. I hope one day that isn't the case, because it would be really nice if you could just swap between the 2 really easily. But anyway, at the moment, that's the way it works. So yeah, it's kind of hard to convert one to the other. But you've got the choice. That's the cool thing. So if you want to buy just the USB powered one, nice little box like that, it's quite attractive. Seems like quite a lot of fun to muck around with that. Or if you want it in your Eurorack, now it's quite big. It's another, I think it's another 42 HP job, at least 42, or is it 52? 42 HP job, same as their other previous 2 products. It's the same form factor. So, it takes up quite a bit of real estate in it. So to me, I'm always sort of a bit question marky over the Eurorack angle for these kind of jobs. I would kind of prefer these for desktop, personally. And it's important to mention that there's nothing super new here in terms of, if you're into Eurorack, you can buy a lot of these individual modules separately and build something very similar, explore similar territories. What's going on here is very much a case of curating a system and putting it together, diluting it and keeping the cost down, so that this is something you can buy self-contained, and it's sort of their take on something that's been around since the 60s and 70s, so it's pretty cool.
So it's kind of like a bit of a sort of spin on Buchla and Make Noise O-Coast in a way.
Not really. See, it's really born out of a different ethos. This is definitely born out of the DIY. So in the 70s, they were literally so you had computer engineers trying to make music with CMOS stuff, or just general artists with friends who were, make me something that does this. And so, I don't know, how about I can buy this computer chip. You want me to make something out of that? Yeah, and I'll play with it. So it's a big experimentation, and of course they were very very kind of ad hoc. You couldn't gig with them. You didn't know what was going to happen. Things fell apart. Wires didn't work properly. Things were put out of the tolerances of the chips. So weird things happened. So never the same circuit gave you the same result in a different part of the country. Different humidity, you got a different result.
Yeah.
It wasn't very controlled. It was very, different every time. No one's really tried to rein it in. I think this is one of the first attempts to really try and bring it into bring it into a more of a controlled,
make it musical,
which is more palatable, I think, for the modern generation.
So I get that, but what I was going with is with the sonic palette of it. I kind of got the vibe when I was watching the DivKid video that it kind of did have an O-Coast sort of flavor to it. And when I'm trying to sort of think, okay, it's nothing to me. It's nothing like a subtractive synth type thing. It was more experimental, that sort of free running oscillator
it's
type.
Close. It's closer. It's definitely closer to the East Coast or whatever it is.
Yeah.
East Coast synthesis.
Yeah.
But it's not using wave folders. It's using different techniques. But you're basically getting the same kind of sonic frequency spectrums, because you're basically generating harmonics before you go into low pass gates. So it's a fair comparison.
Yeah, that little video made me think of the East Beast, the Create Audio East Beast. I mean, I'm sure it'll do a lot more than that, but
I think
it just made me think of that.
I don't know how well. So one of the things about the fact that this is all based upon logic chips is that you can still use it in a conventional logic way. So that means it can be, can be sequencing and doing chip tune things, and I don't know how much those other East Coast modules can get into that territory. And
no, they can't
seamlessly between those two different worlds. So I think that's the thing that attracts people to this kind of thing is this blurring of the line between control signals and audio signals. So control synthesis and audio synthesis.
I like that. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I'm a fan of chip tunes. So What I sort of was going with it though is like in terms of as a musical instrument, right? It's gonna sound, chip tuney or whatever you want to talk about in that sense, but the actual playability of it sort of has that sort of O-Coast make noise sort of vibe as a user interface. Does that make sense? So you've got your patch points, you've got your knobs.
Yes.
It's got that sort of vibe. It's got a Mother 32 sort of vibe. It's got a bit of that sort of feel to it.
Yeah. The way you interface to it is different to a conventional, obviously, musical keyboard. You can hook up MIDI to it, so you can do that. So you can plug in the
I don't mind the patchy cables. I think they look nice. The quilted braided patch cables. They look good.
Quality, don't they?
Yeah, and I also
like his
don't
logo as well.
Yeah, I like his logo. I like his little box, the little wooden box. I feel that's kind of cute. And
yes, and this is the third one in the series. It's getting quite a little series going, which I think is quite fun.
Yeah. The only thing that's tripping me over a bit is the price. But like you said, Chris, you can always build your own.
Yeah,
I thought it's a bit pricey.
It's an interesting thing. I have to admit, when it came out, I mean, he'd been teasing it for months on Instagram, but when it came out with as much in it as that, I thought, you sure you didn't kind of lose control of the budget there?
Yeah,
because it could have been cheaper. It could have been cheaper if you just kind of pull back a bit, but. It's interesting. I thought similar things about his previous modules, so I think there's definitely he has a tendency to sort of go up to a price and then
To
go
bloat.
a little over it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not bloat. I think it's a case of, look, I've lived with it for 6 months. It really needs this, and it's going to be so much more if it has an extra $100 worth of components.
I mean,
I imagine that's the
£268 for the Eurorack full DIY kit. It's over $500 Aussie for us.
Aussie,
plus,
yeah.
plus whatever it costs
Same
to get
as
it over
Scrooge
here.
was, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a pretty big module. It's 42 HP, as you said. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be your cheapest way to get into this, right? Is the Eurorack module DIY kit. And he says in there that you can, when you buy it as a DIY kit, all the SMD comes pre-soldered. So you only have to do, if you're a little bit shy with the soldering iron, you only have to do through hole and parts. So like the sockets and the potentiometers and switches,
jacks,
which makes it a pretty sensible build, right?
Yeah.
And what do you get? Everything. You get the faceplate, all the knobs and switches, everything's included. So it's like all you've got to do is build it. And what's it cost to buy a full assembled Eurorack? Do we know?
$799 US.
Yeah, so to me it's a no-brainer. Get the kit.
$750, I think, for the
An awful lot.
version.
Yeah.
More, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Yeah.
So obviously there's a labor cost in this. Obviously it's
Yeah.
probably a big
There's a lot
job.
of jacks to solder.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
big
jacks
job.
to solder. I mean, that's kind of like 3 times that last module you did.
This
Imagine how long
is
that
the
took.
thing. See, I get that. I actually think he's done that correct. This is what I was complaining about the price before, but then when I look at it and I look at the DIY kit, he's priced that correctly. And this is what I used to moan about with Black Corporation with their Decades Dream. When Rob and Vincent had to build one, obviously he was lucky he got one sent to him, but I was really sort of across it, looking at it at the time, and I was thinking to myself, it actually isn't that much difference to actually buy them already built compared to buying it as a kit. Why would I want to go through the pain of soldering 8 voice cards for the next 9 months with all the components, and when really it's only a little bit of extra to buy it fully done? Whereas this guy, he's actually truly put the costs of the labor into this, and you're like, well, I can sell you it as a kit, or I can build it for you. If I build it for you, it's going to cost you a bit.
Yep.
Quite a bit more.
Nice.
I mean, it sounds like he doesn't want to build them, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, here it's 310 excluding VAT from Thonk.
That's for the desktop.
Kit.
Yeah, that's for the desktop.
Yeah, for the desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can save about 50 pounds by getting the Eurorack version in.
Yeah.
Because it's $268 excluding VAT for the Eurorack version. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I like his philosophy. His pricing structures are very much, it really. No wonder there's a lot of DIY people buying these things, because they're nicely well priced. But this one's the first one, I think, in a while. I think that could. I guess the Elmira was also quite popular, built, and with people who had like prefer desktop units. This one's sort of in that same territory. I think it should do quite well.
I can see a lot of desktop DJs, we'll call them, because it's kind of a thing, right? Desktop DJs where they've got like a Native Instruments Machina Plus or a MPC, like what Ian's got, MPC3 Live, and they'll have a few little other boxes, like kind of what Daren does with his EMOMs. He's got like a brain and a few other little boxes that complement the setup, and I can see this sort of thing sitting in that little few other boxes collection.
Yeah.
It's definitely different.
Depending on
different.
what you're doing. Like I say, I do like the braided patch cables. I think they're like quite nice in the gold. It looks very nice. I'll say that.
Yeah, I was watching.
I think it's his best looking module to date.
You guys know the John Wick series, right? On
Yes.
I think it's on Prime Video if you ever want to watch it. Anyway, they've got this hotel, that it's part of the core of the series that
Hotel Continental.
Hotel Continental, and when they have the receptionists who are doing the old-fashioned telephone exchange thing where they're actually patching the calls in. And I really like, as a modular guy, I'm just like, a thing of my heart right there.
Yeah.
So now John Wick is, he's into modular as far as I'm concerned. And this kind of brings me right to it, because I think the patch cables that they were using were braided in the movie. Someone can screenshot that, but it kind of reminds me of the John Wick series.
Well, they certainly used to be braided in real telephone exchange.
They did, yeah. My grandmother used to work in the telephone
There's more
exchange.
and more braided cables. Here's a braided.
I'll just zoom you in.
Yes.
Let me zoom you in.
Sure. Zoom me.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
I mean, this has just arrived of the day. So little shorts.
Does Jane braid your hair in as well, so we can get braiding?
It's not long enough. It would be lovely if she could braid my hair.
Okay.
And there was a time when I had a ponytail back in the early 80s.
Ooh.
And she did try to braid it then. But
so you sported a pony, did you?
Let's leave that. Oh, for a very short time. It was a
What you got there,
trend
Chris?
thing.
What are you showing us?
That's
Oh,
my
a torch.
cable. Sorry, trying to work out how to light it.
The other way. Don't shine the torch into the lens. Do it the other way around. Shine the torch.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're going to
Maybe
tell us a
it's
ghost
getting
story next, aren't you?
Yeah.
We were in the bushes and we heard a creak sound. No.
Middle of the cemetery.
I like it. Well done. Good pick up for you, Chris. Well done. You told us about it in Discord and ended up being on the show. So there you go.
I honestly thought you'd seen it, and I was expecting it to be on the last show, and went, "Ooh, I better tell him."
Don't always catch everything.
I thought, that'll be.
I've got a pretty big baseball glove, but sometimes there's a few gaps. It gets through.
I shall mental note. And,
Absolutely, yeah. And anyone who thinks, I've always said this, haven't I, Darren? Anyone who thinks that I should bring something up on the show, generally speaking, we'll put it on the show next week. Darren did it a few months ago with that thing that he liked, and we ended up putting it on the show the next week. So, it happens. We're nice. We're nice people here. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Next is this weird thing. I think we showed this as a prototype Kickstarter thing once before, the Acuto chord machine. This is a really very funky, modern looking industrial design project, that's for sure. We have a very cool looking OLED display and very circular.
Engineering like.
Very teenage engineering and circular like, but I feel like they like the Torso guys, the Torso Electronics guys as well. So they have a kind of a marriage with them. But there's a video. I will tell you about this in a sec. This is actually a Kickstarter project that is well underway. But let's do the video. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this video because it isn't. I don't know. We'll worry about it later. Maybe I might do that and then I'll skip a bit and then I'll do this. And then I'll skip a bit and do this. So that's the guy's channel anyway. So if I do get in trouble, Mr. Freaky Tweaky, send me a message and we'll chat. Because really, you're showing off a product that those guys who made it should be doing the same thing, and I commend you on it. Anyway, this Acuto Studio chord machine AKT 0.1 is on Kickstarter. It's a kind of new thing, and as it says, it's a chord generating machine, and like you guys correctly picked up, it's kind of teenage engineering ishy looking. So
the layout's like an accordion buttons.
It is.
A little bit, isn't it?
I wonder if that's how the chords are laid out. So you'd have major, minor, seventh, and augmented, diminished.
So they're saying that there's easy ways to switch between chords on this thing. You can switch between 3 different keyboard modes to play chords, and like you said, Ian, there's an accordion mode on there. There's also a tonics and a piano mode. So one of 3 different features there. And you basically add depth to your track by using the screen to mix up to 4 MIDI effects simultaneously and play notes in direct bimanual or strum mode. What else can you do? You can... There's a little tone shifter, which is the semitone knob on the far right with the red dot on it. And you can use that to seamlessly navigate through semitones, octaves, and control the pitch to transpose any type of chord. That is one thing that I love. Now, Daren, I'm thinking this, and you send this into an arpeggiator. And it's just going to go nuts.
Yes.
So that's where I'm going with it. And the transposing is my favorite thing. It is classified as a MIDI controller. It doesn't generate its own tone, Ian.
All right.
It is pretty small, 31.7 centimeters by 87 centimeters. Sorry, by 8 centimeters by like really thin, 14 millimeters thick. Pretty thin, pretty skinny. Only weighs 450 grams. It has 28 LEDs, but it does have that big OLED display as well. Which is 4 inches, if you're wondering. If you're getting sizey, be careful. It's 4 inches, which is, for Wagyu, it's 480 by 480 pixels. There you go. USB-C, if people are worried about the USB cable on the side. There are backlit feedback sort of features on it as well.
LEDs on the buttons. USB-C, as I mentioned, MIDI CC customizational presets in it. You can range map this thing with minimum and maximum because it's MIDI compliant, and it also has live play feedback and chords and notes and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I guess no TRS MIDI then.
Doesn't seem like it, but there is a tutorial web app that you can get that teaches you how to use it. It's like a live tutorial mode. And there's, like I said, there's a Kickstarter, which is well and truly underway. So you've missed the early bird. I think it's been around for a while, actually. So I've seen it on Kickstarter. I've also seen it on Indiegogo. I'm not a big fan, personally, of Indiegogo myself. But, yeah, you can find it on Kickstarter. And not saying I'm a fan of either over each, but... No. I've never really personally been a fan of backing things that haven't eventuated yet, because we've all heard stories where people have had their fingers burnt in the past. I don't mind waiting for it to come out and then paying the extra. I feel like paying the risk money, the risk tax that we get by waiting for it to come out and it's already out there.
Yeah. You're prepared to pay the premium for something that's actually been developed,
available,
can be supplied and will be supported.
Yeah, mind you, there are people out there that like to jump onto these Kickstarter things, and away they go, and they've had a good success from them. So there you go. I have done a Kickstarter with Sonicware, but I felt like Sonicware were well and truly established and trustworthy. I did that with the sample track, so I was comfortable with that. And in this case, I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with these guys, but these are a smaller organisation, and they definitely haven't got the same. What would you say? They're not as renowned.
History.
Yeah. So it's just me sort of saying, be careful with Kickstarters. Yeah. Because people have had their fingers burnt before in the past. But I'm not saying these guys might be brilliant. And that's completely up to you. Buyer beware is what I'm saying. But Wags tells me that he's had a few successful ones over the years, and I think he's also been stung at least once that I remember as well. So he knows what it's like to be on both sides of the fence, and he probably wrote a book about it. Ask him. Anyway, that's all I've got for news, people. We can keep talking about this if you like.
Yeah, no, just to say that the cheapest version you can buy at the moment, it's £352 on Kickstarter.
I saw that.
It's in.
Yeah, it's 369 chuffs.
Yeah, chuffs. It's chuffs, isn't it? Not for me, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
don't need this.
Yeah, it's a Teenage Engineering price range.
Looks cool, but I don't need a chord machine. I can play chords.
That's right, the Amiga. I remember that, Wags. There's still a glimmer of hope. Well, a little twinkle in the eye. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep dreaming. Keep holding your breath and going purple. Yeah, look, I'm okay, with these people doing this. I'm not against it, but like I said before, buyer beware. News is done, people.
Cool.
What did you guys think? It was interesting stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Just like I say, I've never the Kickstarter myself. There's been some things on Kickstarter I thought, ooh, yeah, I like it, but I'd rather have it. I'd rather pay that and have it in some store or some way of getting it obtained to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, the other problem that we have as well is that if it's coming from another country, you don't quite know what the import duty is going to be. Yes. I got my fingers burnt with that X key thing because I paid an extra £50, which completely negated by. I didn't buy it on Kickstarter, or it was still on Kickstarter. I bought it from their website. But obviously it negated the discount that they were offering.
Well, Ian, speaking of negating, why don't we do the second clue?
Okay, go for it.
Are you ready?
Oh, I've got my pen ready. I don't need my pen, do I?
You don't need a pen because the second clue is also an image. Now let me not screw this up because I could accidentally click on the wrong image, and we won't want to do that. There we go. Here is the second image.
Ooh. Oh my, that's giving me vibes.
Noises, referring to noises and things like that. I'm not saying a word. There we go. That was our second clue. And, I feel that's a good segue because Chris has got his reverb echo thing warmed up and Ian's just cracked his fingers because On This Day is about to hit us. Here we go.
On this day.
Thank you, Chris. That was superb. So, on this day, in 1879, was born a German-American physicist, some bloke called Albert Einstein. We all know about him and his theory of relativity, don't we? And then in 1883, Karl Marx died. He'd written the Communist Manifesto, and what happened to that with a chap called Friedrich Engels. And then we jump to we'll get to the 1900s at some point, but we're 1885. Gilbert and Sullivan's comic opera The Mikado premiered in London at the Savoy Theatre. And since the 1990s, some productions of the opera, especially in the United States, have been drawn criticism from the Asian American community as promoting simplistic Oriental stereotypes. Also, I didn't know this, so I did a little bit of research. They've had to change some of the words because in two of the songs for the opera, they use the N-word. So now we're into the 1900s, 1933, born today, American record producer, composer, musician, Quincy Jones. Best known for his work with alleged paedophile Michael Jackson. Less said about him, but and he died at the age of 91 in 2024. But it's a really good book that he wrote already quite a few years ago about just his process of how he makes the artist feel comfortable, and how he tries to get the best from a a record that he's making. He's really, he was great, was Rick Quincy Jones. 1933, born this day, American percussionist Angus MacLeese. Now, I'd never heard of Angus MacLeese, but he is the Velvet Underground's first drummer. And when the band played their first gig in November 1965, he quit, suggesting that the group was selling out. Little did he know. He was obviously replaced by Mo Tucker, resulting as the classic lineup of the Velvet Underground. He died of he was a heavy drug user and died of tuberculosis in 1979 at the age of 41. Another one born today, 1947, we've got Jonah Louie, probably more known over here than in the States and maybe Australia, but he's known here for two hit wonders. Stop the Cavalry was his Christmas hit, and You'll Always Find Me in Kitchens at Parties. Born 50 miles away in Southampton, and he started his musical career in some blues band called Brett Marvin and the Thunderbolts. Whatever happened to them?
What was he in the kitchen doing, heating up the teaspoon?
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. So, right. So, also born today, 1956, Patrick Leonard, American songwriter, keyboardist, film composer, and music producer. He's best known as a long-time collaborator with Madonna, but he also worked with a lot of other artists like Elton John, Stewart.
I love this guy. He's absolute genius.
Yeah.
And he worked on the best Madonna albums.
Yeah, correct.
I think his last one was Ray of Light that he worked on. But he also worked with Fleetwood Mac and Jeff Beck and Bryan Adams and all sorts of people. But yeah, great guy. Happy birthday, Patrick.
Yeah, genius. Good on you, Pat.
Yeah. 1963.
Also, he's watched the
Frank
show,
Zappa.
Ian. He's watched the show.
Has he?
Yeah. I've spoken to Pat.
So he may be
maybe watching right now. Yeah.
Right now. So no, I doubt it. He's having his birthday. He's having his birthday breakfast, isn't he?
He's probably having a sleep in.
1963. Yeah, sleeping. Yeah. Frank Zappa taped an appearance on the Steve Allen Show, and he and the host played bicycles as musical instruments, along with the show's orchestra. How cool was that? I've never seen that. I wonder if that's on YouTube. But Frank Zappa playing bicycles. Also in 1963, Cliff Richard and the Shadows were number one in the UK with Summer Holiday, taken from the film of the same name. Now, my claim to fame is that my first ever gig at the age of 4 was Cliff Richards and the Shadows. And according to my mother, which she did try and embarrass me through most of my life, apparently I just sat there and sang as a 4-year-old, but hey-ho. So, 1964, Billboard stated that the Beatles accounted for 60% of the UK singles markets. 9 of the group's singles that year sold in excess of 1 million copies. Together with their 6 albums of the same period, their total record sales of 1964 amounted to a staggering 25 million copies, which is quite amazing, isn't it? Also in 1964, for the first time, the British record history, all top 10 singles from the UK were from British acts. So, and in typical sort of, so we say top of the pops, we'll start with number 10. So number 10 was Let Me Go by Kathy Kirby. Never heard that. Number 9 was Boys Cry by somebody called Eden Kane. Never heard of that. Number 8 was I Think of You by the Mersey Beats. Now, I know there's some really good songs by the Mersey Beats, but I don't know that one. Needles and Pins by the Searchers by number 7. Vaguely remember that. Just One Look by the Hollies. Great song.
Yep.
Not Fade Away was number 5 by the Rolling Stones. We know about that. Diane by the Bachelors was number 4. Little Children by Billy J. Kramer, number 3. Bits and Pieces by the Dave Clark 5. And I do remember, I think my father bought that, and I think I've still got his single of that. It was like an EP, was Bits and Pieces. And number 1 was the good old Cilla Black with Anyone Who Had a Heart.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah. That's a really good song.
That's her best song too.
Great.
Yeah.
It is actually her best song, yeah. It is actually. Now I was thinking of somebody else. Jumping to 1968, the promotional film for the Beatles' Lady Madonna was broadcast in black and white on Top of the Pops on UK television. the video portion of the film was a shot of the song performing a song called Hey Bulldog, but then they just tried to sync it up and turned it into Lady Madonna.
It's a great song to play, actually. It's good fun to play, Lady Madonna.
What, Lady Madonna?
Yeah, it's good fun to play.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it, actually. But,
easy to learn.
Got a really good piano part, hasn't it?
Yeah, easy to learn.
McCartney on piano. Yeah. Just as a side note, I saw the McCartney documentary this week that's on Netflix.
Netflix, I think.
It's really good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
it's really good. Definitely worth a look.
Squeeze some hours out.
So, jumping to 1969, today is the birthday of Michael Bland, best known as the drummer for Prince. He started in 1989 when he was with Prince during the New Power Generation era, and played with him live and the album for 7 years. 1971, the Rolling Stones decided to leave England for France in an attempt to escape our tax system.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, they weren't alone, were they?
I remember that.
Lots of, because I think we had massive tax hikes for the top 20% or whatever. It's just so, you know, their accountant would probably say, "Oh, go spend a year out of the country." So 1978, Blondie were at number 2 in the charts. I probably saw this tour, actually. I saw their first major tour in the UK, which probably was this time. So they were number 2 with their version of Randy and the Rainbow song Denise. It was originally titled Denise, and taken from. And in fact, this was the tour that I saw, because it was in the top of the charts on that tour. I saw them in Manchester. I blagged my way to see them in Manchester. I can't remember the venue, actually. And ended up having an argument with a photographer for the NME. That's another story. So it's taken from the band's second album, Plastic Letters, which is brilliant. And the track that kept it off number 1 was Kate Bush with something called Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a link to a movie right there.
There is, and a TV series. So in 1982, Metallica made their live debut at Radio City in Anaheim, California.
Yep.
The pioneers of the thrash metal genre. Would we say that Metallica was thrash metal? I wouldn't. I mean, I was never a fan, but I didn't think it was thrash metal. Anyway,
it's a genre.
It's not, is it? It's just yeah. So the band began when guitarist James Hetfield responded to Lars Ulrich's newspaper article, looking for a band to jam songs by the Tigers of Pantang and Iron Maiden, and the band
Diamond
was
Head,
officially launched. Yeah, and Diamond Head, and literally 5 months later, the band had already started. So what else have we got?
They've had a lot of bass players, though. They've had a hell of a lot of bass players.
Yeah, I've Some Kind of Monster is a good documentary about the sort of the problems in the band, and that they got the new bass player, didn't they? Is it still the same guy?
I think it still is now. I think they've kind of settled on that whole bass player issue. But it's been bass player jokes have actually stemmed from the the experiences of Metallica.
The ongoing.
Yeah. I mean, Some Kind of Monster is a really good rock documentary. It's fantastic. 1985. This is great. Dead or Alive were kicked off the UK music television show The Tube. Now, The Tube, for those of you that don't know about The Tube, I think it was probably the first proper live Friday night TV show where the bands had to play live. But Dead or Alive couldn't play live, so they kicked them off. And obviously they scored number 1 with You Spin Me Round Like a Record. But I quite like the fact that it was filmed up in Newcastle. I didn't go. Some of the bands that I worked with did end up playing on the Tube. But what else have we got? So 1987, Boy George scored his first number 1 as a solo artist with David Gates' Everything I Own. The song was originally from Gates' band Bread, which I do remember. Bread, I had the greatest hits of Bread growing up. 1972. It was also number 1 for Ken Booth in 1974. 1991, R.E.M. played 2 secret gigs under the name Bingo Handjob at a small London venue called the Borderline. Great name, you know. The concert took place as part of a short promotional show for their 7th album, Out of Time. Yeah, and it came out as concerts in 2019 as Live from the Borderline, 1991 as a record day exclusive. 1995, Tupac Shakur became the first male solo artist to have a #1 album in the US while incarcerated.
Yeah.
His third LP, Me Against the World, came out, and the controversial West Coast rapper was serving 8 months in prison. He was serving. He's a bit of a bad lad, was old Tupac, wasn't he? Because we've got in 1993 he was charged with shooting 2 off-duty police officers in Atlanta, although the charges were later dropped. He was charged with assaulting the director Alan Hughes while filming Menace to Society, and I don't think he ended up in the film. Actually, I think they must have kicked him off. And then he was sentenced to between 1.5 and 4.5 years in jail for sexual assault. So, you know.
There was some other film with Eminem in it, and it had him featured in it. It was all a whole bunch of badass rappers. I can't remember what that was about. Pretty sure they had like someone play Tupac as an actor, and
yeah,
and you know
So
they was
Straight Outta Compton.
might have been. I don't know. Yeah, there was definitely a reference to him anyway.
The Straight Outta Compton film was much later, I think, though, because I've seen that, and I think it was after he died. Jumping to 1999, so the #1 album chart by sorry, I've lost my train of thought here. Sorry, I forget that bit. So 2001.
Do you want to do the Welsh one?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've lost half of what I've written down.
UK album chart with Performance and the Cocktails becoming the only 3rd Welsh band to score a #1 album, and the first #1 album for Richard Branson's V2 label.
V2 label, that's it. That's what's missing. That's what was missing. I just said 1991. Yeah. My favourite album by them was Word Gets Around. So it's Stereophonics.
Yeah.
Which is their first album. I did have Performance and Cocktails, but really it didn't resonate with me.
I like Stereophonics.
So, yeah, that first album I thought was brilliant, but after that, it sort of it didn't really do it for me, if I'm honest. So, 2001, Peter Blake, who designed the Beatles' classic Sgt. Pepper album, tried to sue the group's record company EMI for more money. Blake was paid £200 for the famous figures. But he was cheesed off because EMI never offered any money. Apparently, a gallery owner, Robert Fraser, was originally commissioned for £1,000 to the artwork, but then subcontracted to Blake for £200. That's a rip-off, isn't it?
That's great. I love it.
Yeah, the £200 payment was equivalent to roughly $4,000 and $5,000. This was in the 2010s.
In the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, so Blake also made sleeves for the Band-Aid single Do You Know It's Christmas and Paul Weller's Stanley Road. And the Ian Jury tribute album, Brand New Boots and Panties, which I have to say was 2001. I never heard that. But yeah, I mean, you talk about being ripped off. It's £1,000. Oh, I'll keep £800 for me.
Hit me with your Widom stick.
Yeah. He didn't get any more money out of EMI, I'm afraid. So 2006, the Sex Pistols refused to attend the induction of their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony to honouring Black Sabbath, Blondie, and Lynyrd Skynyrd and Miles Davis. They having been rejected by the institution on 5 previous occasions. They posted a sneering handwritten response to their website. Saying that it's like urine in wine, and we're not monkeys, and we're not coming.
It's typical of him, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, he's still. I mean, the Sex Pistols are still performing, aren't they, with the singer? But they're falling out with John Lydon now because again, you know.
Yeah. And that's their antics as well, isn't it? The political edginess, the edginess, right?
Yeah. So. Also 2006, U2 topped the Rolling Stone magazine annual list of the year's biggest money earners by earning £78 million, which is $154 million, Rolling Stones were second with 47 million. Eagles third. These are all big legacy acts, aren't they? Really, there's nobody. You know, Paul McCartney was fourth, 28 million. Elton John was fifth with 24 million. This was an interesting one. 2010, a guy called Phil Blake from the UK indie band Red Track. Now, I'd never heard of Red Track, and they never did anything. They never put an album out. There's just on Apple Music, there's 2 EPs. They're pretty good. So they're very they're indie sort of pop, power pop type thing. He returned to his career as a bassist with the band after he underwent a pioneering operation to reattach his hand after he was hacked to the bone with a machete in a machete attack. Blake thought he would never play guitar again after a teenage robber hacked through his arm when he refused to hand over his mobile phone. I know, it's just like, it's your bloody phone, you know.
Just give
anyway.
it. Yeah, just give it.
Just hand it over. Yeah, but I mean,
he tried to hand it over.
Yeah, maybe he did.
The hand came with it.
They were able to reattach it, and he was able to play again with the band. I don't know what happened to Red Track. They are no longer around. I don't know what happened to Phil Blake, and I hope he's still making music. But that's
poor bass players. They get a bad rap.
Yeah. So 2016, Sony Music Publishing announced that they would buy the Michael Jackson share of a joint music publishing venture for $750 million. And this goes on all the time now, doesn't it? So the purchase gave Sony the rights to about 3 million songs, including the Beatles, Bob Dylan, and Taylor Swift. But he apparently didn't include Jackson's masters. And there is, I heard somewhere, you know, Michael Jackson was pretty much skint at the end of his life because of the court case and having to pay people off and all that sort of stuff. Apparently, his estate is worth more now than it was when he was alive.
Probably.
I mean, you know, there's a whole different issue about whether we should be listening to Michael Jackson's music. I don't. But anyway,
we're all entitled to our opinion. I think Taylor Swift is more interesting because she ended up buying it back.
Yes, she did, didn't she? Is that where Scooter Braun?
She re-recorded. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how she did it. She bought it back by re-recording it, and then she got around the contract. Clever little girl she is.
She's all right. 2018, died on this day, the English theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking, bless him. I have his book, A Brief History of Time, from the Big Bang to Black Holes from 1988. I have to say I've never read it, Stephen, so sorry about that. But
me neither.
He died at the age of 78. He outlived a lot longer than he was expecting. Yeah, with his voice. His voice was good. I mean, many times he had the opportunity to change that voice, and he obviously didn't.
He had MND, didn't he? Didn't you have MND, neuron disease?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he wasn't expected to live past his sort of 40s.
My sister died of MND, and she only when she got diagnosed with it, it was only about a 3-year period that she lived for. So he did extremely well.
He did.
Have you seen the film?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, he played on. He spoke on Pink Floyd album.
His vocoder spoke on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he typed it in, or with his eyes, didn't he?
Speak and spell.
Speak and spell. Yeah, exactly. 2020. English singer-songwriter, musician, poet, and performance artist Genesis P. Orridge died today. He died at the age of 70 after battling leukemia for 2.5 years. If you don't know who Genesis was, he was the founding member, Throbbing Gristle and Psychic TV. There's a really good documentary.
Mr. Porridge
last year.
Mr. Porridge himself.
P. Orridge. Okay. I mean, Throbbing Gristle, I just think are wonderful. They're absolutely
crazy, aren't they?
Their 1976 exhibition at the London Institute of Contemporary Art entitled Prostitution scandalised the art world and prompted the UK Conservative MP Nicholas Fairbairn to denounce the group as the Wreckers of Civilization. I mean, that's a title, isn't it? To be the Wreckers of Civilization. And of course, Throbbing Gristle started their life in Hull.
Well, you know what? If they were getting marked by their art teacher at uni, they would have got an A because that's exactly what they teach you to do.
Yeah.
Get a reaction.
So, and
Ian, did you ever buy a Gristleizer?
No, I didn't, because that was made by.
We made them. You could buy them. You know.
All right. Yeah.
I don't like Gristle though.
I've never used one.
Andy,
you don't like Gristle?
No, I prefer it to be without, just nice clean meat without the gristle.
Yeah, the effect is cool when it's used right.
Either,
yeah, slow cooking meat's good.
So today's charts. So we no longer here in the UK. We are falling in love with guess who, but nobody but Harry Styles. He has the number one single with American Girls, and his album. This is the title of his album, people. Kiss all the time, disco occasionally. Not that snappy, that Harry.
It's a bit weird.
It's come out this week. That's why it's gone to number one. Whether it'll be there next week is another matter of film. So the top film, it's like we've got a thing going on here. If I look at the sort of top film according to just the charts, it's 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. But the top box office, the one that's selling most today this weekend, is Hoppers, which I think is a kids. Is it a Pixar movie, something like that? I don't know anything about that, but anyway. So, and in the USA, you're in love with Bruno Mars. Top single, I Just Might. I'm guessing he's just brought this out. The album is The Romantic by Mr. Mars.
He's a chameleon, that guy.
Film, yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan, if I'm honest. I thought some of his songs I thought were pretty cool, and I thought his band were really great. I did watch them he played at the Brits this year.
If you look if you look at his work though, Ian, he's probably had 3 different personalities in music in the last 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever.
You can't knock him for that, really.
No.
Yeah. And and live, he just looks like a really good showman. It looks like you're going to have a good night if you come. Yeah. Top film in the USA is also Hoppers. And in Australia, you're still in love with Olivia Dean a bit. So top single is The Man I Need, which I have to say, I've listened to it quite a lot since I first mentioned it. I think it's a song without a chorus, if I'm honest.
That's her.
Okay,
that's her jazz background, though. Yeah. She's got a real jazz background.
Kind of stylistic.
Yeah. It doesn't have a chorus. It's an okay song. Whether it should be number one for God knows how many weeks is another matter.
But Aussies are batshit crazy, mate. So don't worry about
that. You've also got batshit crazy. You've gone batshit crazy for Harry Styles because
we liking Harry, are we? Oh no.
Yeah. God. Kiss all the time and disco occasionally.
Oh God,
that still doesn't roll off the tongue, does it?
I'm not going to be turning the radio on for a couple of weeks then.
Nah, me neither. Actually, no. But you've got more taste in films, I think, this week. You've gone for Zootopia 2 as the top film.
Ben Stiller,
which, having only seen Utopia 1 the other week, I'm actually, and it's on. I think it's on Netflix or Disney or something this weekend.
Yeah,
so Disney, I may be watching that tonight.
Okay.
So
there we go.
Zootopia is good. So there we are. That was it. That's today.
I have to say, Ian, we have to go back to Dead or Alive because you did mention them earlier in your little segment, and I completely forgot to talk about Pete Burns.
Oh yes.
Wow, so he's the lead singer, right? But I actually didn't realise that he died only at the age of 57. He died in 2016, and I was actually a little bit sad to hear that because I actually don't mind the old Dead or Alive. But if you're wondering how he died, he had health and a bunch of legal issues which sort of protracted to a bit of that stuff, and he actually eventually became bankrupt in 2014, and from that he got evicted from his flat in 2015.
Wow.
And he basically died by a heart attack.
On the street.
He's also one of the top members of the awful plastic surgery list.
Basically couch hopping. I believe he was couch hopping.
Yeah, I'm just looking now at pictures of him, and it's such a shame when people do that to the face.
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's sad because, like, when he died, there was massive tributes to him. You know, people like Boy George and Jake Shivers was, you know, and you know, a whole bunch of people, Oscar Wilde, like that sort of. I think even Soft Cells guy, what's his name, Mark Armand.
Yeah.
He was saying stuff about him. But yeah, we've just listened to this the other day, me and my oldest son, and he likes to play that "You Spin Me Around" song on the guitar. He's kind of guitar.
That's the only song that I really know from Dead or Alive. I can't say I've ever listened to one of those.
Oh, they've got a few.
Yeah,
they've got a few. Yeah.
By the way, did I tune in while you were mentioning Stephen Hawking? Is that what I was catching?
Yeah, we mentioned
Stephen Hawking. Yeah. He died today.
Can I tell my quick Stephen Hawking story real quick? It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I went to go see him talk in San Jose once. Really amazing talk. He's very quick at composing with this little thing where he uses his eye to choose the words. Because back then he couldn't even use his hand to click. So he had an updated system, and he could try to talk a little bit to his handler, but even barely could do that. It was near the end of his the ALS going crazy, and he did a great talk. Very funny guy, really interesting thing. At the end of the show, we're getting ready to leave, and I'm in the lobby, and I'm a junkie for like flyers and little handouts and stuff. And I'm like, oh, what's over there? I want to read something about something in San Jose, and I'm walk over, and as I have them, and I'm turning to go to the people I came with, and I'm watching, in the corner of my eye, I see a bunch of activity. And I'm like, I didn't pay any attention to it. I just slowly walking. All of a sudden, I see this crowd come rushing up on me. I went, whoa! And I just kind of run out of the way, and I look to my left, and he had come out of the service elevator that was off the stage. And I mean, he almost hit me by like 7-8 feet with his wheelchair. He was cruising on that thing. His whole entourage almost ran into me, and I'm just sitting there reading some stupid flyers.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's kind of
Nearly
wild.
got run over by Stephen Hawking. Very good.
I was almost making myself a T-shirt. You know,
That's a great book. I nearly got run over by Stephen Hawking. There you go.
Stephen Hawking, yeah, it is.
But who knew he could move like that in that thing?
The
He was
memoirs.
flying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was good.
Fantastic.
It was a really good thing. So.
Yeah. Really, everyone's really enjoying the on this day segment, Ian. So I just want you to know that the feedback's coming in.
Thank you.
And I just asked myself, and I said, "Yeah, it's really good." And there you go.
That'll do for me. Yeah. So not many synths, but that's just the world we live in. So it's a break from synthesizers, isn't it?
It's a bit sad about Pete, the old Pete though, from Dead or Alive. I didn't realize that he had it rough in the end. You know, it's kind of, when you think about it, there's people that have gone out of this world a little bit in a bad way, you know, but they've left a mark on us somehow, haven't they?
Yeah, the one that comes to mind is Steve Marriott, who was in the Small Faces. At the end of his life. You know, I mean, in the Small Faces, he was ripped off by managers and all that sort of business, and he never really made any real money. And I think the end of his life was very similar, really. You know,
who's the really famous guy in Small Faces? I recognize the name of the band.
It would be, he was the lead singer and the guitarist in the Small Faces, and then they became the Faces, and when they became the Faces, it was Rod Stewart.
Rod Stewart.
But he'd left back.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because they had what's the other guy?
Well, Ogden's
Jimmy
Winston,
Jimmy Winston, the keyboardist. So
that's not a name I know. The keyboard player in Small Faces was No, it's gone. It's left me. But Ogden's Nut Gone Flake is the album to listen to. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's got Stanley Unwin doing bits in between. He invented this sort of weird language thing. But yeah, it's definitely worth a listen. It's of its time. It's 1960s. And if you ever get the vinyl, it's not even gatefold. It folds out to about 8 different pieces. It's like a tin of tobacco. Yeah, I've got an original copy somewhere. Or it actually might not be original because it'd be from the 70s when I bought it. So
I'm just having a quick look at the chat. Make sure we haven't missed anything. Now we're going to do third clue because I don't think anyone's guessed it yet. Or if they have, I haven't seen it.
Saw one guess.
Oh, you saw a guess?
I don't know what it was. Yeah, it was a Yamaha something.
Okay.
Guess.
So if you can find that for me, Chris.
I think it's Yamaha something as well.
I don't like to miss guesses, but I obviously must have missed that one. Anyway, this is your third clue. Refer to image number 3. There is the image for you guys.
Oh, that's very Yamaha, isn't it?
That's
Yeah, I think with the DX reference there, it might be. We'll let that one go though.
I like I misspell roads. That's great.
Who was the guest? Let me see if I can go back.
It's coming up. Is it?
Awkward Teeth and Hair Productions has made a guess. Okay, cool. I got that one. All right.
Cool. That's probably it. Here it is. No.
Is that the one you guys are referring to? Ian's put his guess in. I'll tell you who the Synth Quiz Master is. The Synth Quiz Master this week is Steve Smith, Steve the Bastard, as he likes to call himself. And he came up with the idea of doing it as images as opposed to text. I think that was quite clever.
I like that. Good job, Steve.
Yeah. And I think it's worked well because there was a guess, and the guess was by Awkward Teeth and Hair Productions. Now let's reveal the picture and see if he is correct. Here we go. It is a Yamaha P50-M, and if I go up to where it was, where he did
Never
it,
seen one of those.
Awkward Teeth and Hair Productions, he got it correct. Well done.
Yes. There's something about an early
nice one.
Guess,
Yeah. Well done. Bragging rights for you. Don't know what your first name is, but let us know in chat. We can say good day. Bragging rights for you. You can walk around with a little wobble on your head and say.
Well, now he's less awkward since he won. So he's
yeah.
He is.
Yeah. He's just got Teeth and Hair Productions now. There's no awkwardness about it at all.
Absolutely not.
Oh, he calls himself Wally. All right. Well done, Wally.
Where's Wally?
Fantastic.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's there. He's the one that's looking awkward.
I know. He must be sick of getting that particular. That's probably why he doesn't.
He is. He's getting sick of it.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Have you noticed that YouTube have fixed up their weird names? Have they, or is it just people have fixed them up themselves?
I think people have somehow.
Because that was really annoying.
To edit it.
There's still quite a few.
The Small Faces keyboard player was Ian McLagan.
Oh, that was later on.
Some numbers.
The
earlier.
Yeah, the Winston guy. He ended up being like an actor and like nothing really sort of famous though. But he was kind of like an interesting character and lived a pretty long life. But I remember he was he did a bit of solo stuff after he left, and he dabbled in a bit of film acting and stuff like that. So he was an interesting guy. But yeah. It's kind of weird, isn't it, the whole Small Faces thing? It's kind of like almost like a little sort of springboard for a bunch of these interesting people. Obviously, Bowie being the big one. I mean, that's can't get much bigger than Bowie, really, when you think about it. But anyone still alive out of Small Faces?
Nexus.
Must be
Nexus in
somebody.
Time.
Must be someone, surely.
Might be one of the places. If you're into time travel, people, that might be one of the bands you want to sort of.
Yeah, go try out for Small
if you want to
Faces.
change. That might be the one if you want to change history.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Wags is still unhappy about YouTube and the handles. Okay, so I guess that's people have fixed it themselves.
Yeah.
Cool. Fair enough. Well, look, if I could do something, guys, I'd do it, but I can't. There's nothing I can do in my settings. Be cool if there was, though, like, override YouTube silly settings button. Then.
Well, there'd be way too many silly settings to tweak, though. YouTube has a lot.
Yeah. Wally at the moment is coming up as the #1 top fan this week with 150 XP. So well done. It's funny, that whole YouTube chat thing with the crown and the #1 next to your name, and you're in there typing. It's almost like, I got to type another comment because I could go to #1.
Yeah, they want to keep you engaged, don't they? Yeah. So there is Kenny Jones from the drummer from the Salt Faces is still alive.
Ooh, Wags, you're making me happy. I'm liking what you're saying, buddy. What did you say, Daren? Sorry.
Yes.
No, just saying that that crown chat thing doesn't actually work, because when I'm on Emon streams and there's only me on, it's saying I'm number 3. It's a bit weird.
He's trying to tell you something.
Well,
He's trying to tell you something.
Me,
I think
myself, and I.
Yeah, and I. Yeah.
That sounds like YouTube gaslighting him to me.
Well,
No, it starts at 3. You count starting at 3, honestly.
Darren's used to a bit of gaslighting.
I'm YouTube.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, someone comes in and puts one comment and they go to #1, and I've been commenting for the last half hour.
It's analyzing your comments.
So, your comments got to be a certain
no, but I'm stuck on the half hour part. Like,
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, good point. Yes.
Daren.
Is nobody listening?
The doorless jam. It's like my first live stream video that I ever did.
Okay, we're live. It says we're live.
Oh dear.
Well, anyway, I don't have a price watch this week because I kind of felt like a week off from doing that. So I promise next week will be a better one. Next week we are missing Ian. Ian will be busy doing some synthy thing. Chris, you're going to be missing too?
I'm afraid I am. It's my birthday next week.
How dare you have a
probably
birthday?
Drop in. I know. I might drop in at the end, just to, out of respect.
Happy birthday for next week.
Happy birthday anyway, mate. Well done.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thank you.
Mate, what an effort making yourself older. Well done for that.
It took a whole year, man. A whole year.
Yeah. I know, it's slow burn.
Oh, it's hard work. It's hard bloody work.
Yes, well, we've reached that sort of cool part of the show where we can sort of sit back and let our hair down, and we can have Saturday Sonority. I probably won't hang around for a lot because I've got to get up early tomorrow and be a referee. Yeah, not looking forward to that really. When you get those messages from people and they go, "Do you want to ref the game next Sunday?" And I'm like,
No,
I don't really. But then you don't want to let people down.
no.
Are you a tough referee?
Do you want to let us down? Now I'll ask the question.
Well, the thing is, Andy, I'm not actually technically a trained official referee. But having said that, I've actually probably refereed official games more than some people who have refereed. And it's funny because I've always been in some sort of official capacity at a soccer club or a football club, they call it in the UK, where it's coach, whether it's whatever, some other role. And as a result, usually you get roped into doing, the referee's sick, can you ref today? That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so over the years, it adds up.
Understudy.
Yeah.
So you have the yellow card, right? Are you loose with the yellow card?
We don't with the. This is mini, so it's before juniors. So anything under 14, under 13, under 13. It might be under 13. Yeah.
They just get straight red.
They don't actually have red, yellow cards in that.
Oh, okay. Just get a smack in the face.
They just get sent off.
Yeah.
Off with you.
Just tie their shoelaces together. Tie their bootlaces together.
Yeah. But I have ref juniors, and juniors have red and yellow cards, definitely.
Nice.
So they get the full treatment. And geez, I tell you what, parents are the worst.
Oh yeah.
Parents. They are filthy mongrels, they are. Absolute. The language that comes out of their gobs.
Well, they live vicariously through their kids. Some are just total losers, and they want to make their kid do everything, and they're the mouthpiece.
Yeah. No, I don't miss refereeing older kids' games at all. But if I'm here next week, you'll know I survived tomorrow from getting beaten up by someone at a residential soccer field in Perth.
So if I see you on National 9 News first, I'll know that that's what happened.
Yeah. I generally, as a ref though, I have a golden rule, and that is the kids need to have fun. If I can see the game heading in a non-fun direction, I will probably interfere. But usually, if I let the game flow, so if you have a ref that's over on fouls, it doesn't let the game flow.
Vicious.
Yeah. So generally, I will let fouls go if I feel like it was accidental or it wasn't vicious or anything.
That's true basketball too. Like the little tap on the arm, they keep calling foul. I'm like, let him play. Just
let him play.
Fouls.
Because then it flows better, and generally speaking, you'll get more goals and you'll get more interest from the players, and the kids usually have fun.
More participation.
You'll get parents yelling at you, going, "Oh, that was a foul! Are you blind, you idiot!"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Not blind. I saw it. Let it go."
I'm about ready to foul you.
I let it go, just like you should be doing right now. Yeah. So we'll see how we go.
Always keep it fun. At age, you should have. There's no money involved. It should be fun.
Well, that's the thing. The good news is this year I don't have to coach, so I was actually really quite happy to shed that responsibility, offshoot that someone else, and as a result, now I'm getting roped into doing these other little jobs. Oh well, that's what happens.
Well, put it this way: they like what you do, apparently, so that's a good thing.
Well, they couldn't find anyone else.
Well, I mean, there's always. I'm trying to make it sound nice.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Well, I think I might actually have an early mark because I have to get up early tomorrow, 6 a.m, and it's 11 p.m. now, so that gives me about 7 hours sleep, which is okay. I think I can probably survive on that. We did.
When do you guys change clocks?
We don't. You do. We don't.
That's right. You don't. I forgot about that.
We do. Yeah.
So if you go by UTC
Sydney
time,
does, right?
Sydney does.
Doesn't the other coast do it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But Queensland doesn't, and Western Australia doesn't, and that's where we
you are
live.
the Arizona of Australia.
We are, except we're better. No. So
we have cockers.
Yes, that's true. We do. Yeah. We've got.
We issued the challenge at the start of the show that we're going to do the new theme tune. So I've just let it up to anyone watching. You guys can do the theme tune. If you want, you can split the job between doing the visuals and the audio. Share it amongst your friends, whatever.
The theme tune. You can play the theme tune.
Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll have a show where we collate all the theme tunes together, and we'll vote on the best one, and that will be the theme tune for the next 12 months. Until we decide, well, maybe longer. I mean, Sonic State did this about 15 years ago.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I entered that one before.
Yeah. I think I entered it as well. I dig it up
Ken
somewhere.
Spong actually won with his SonicCake.com, where the vocals sound like it says cake.
Yeah, yeah.
SonicCake.com.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, don't use AI, I feel, is kind of the trick here if you can. I mean, obviously, if you want to use AI and we don't know about it and you've tricked us, well done, you're friggin' amazing.
Wags is asking about AI for the visuals. Is that okay? I would say... Nah. But... Sure, Rant.
I don't know, like I feel
Sadly,
like...
it is a time saver, but it takes the fun out of things, right?
Why don't we...
It might give you ideas. You don't necessarily have to use that.
I don't think the visuals is the issue. It's the audio that we kind of are more interested in. So I don't really have a problem with it, Wags. I just don't really want AI in the audio, if we can. Like you can use the thing with AI. It's such a stupid term because there are things that you need to use in your music software which they're calling it AI, but it's not really. It's just some sort of logarithm or an algorithm.
Well, like RX, RX is could be considered a form of early AI or something like that, or what's the one Melodyne? This is like magic.
Yeah. And they're not technically really AI. I mean, AI. What really AI is if
AI isn't really AI either. It's
I mean,
large language models.
I've written JavaScript and services that actually interface with the open AI system and get it to actually do things for you and return information and then collate that. That's AI because it's
AI
actually
like Deep Blue, the chess computer. That's
it's actually doing the heavy lifting. And that UDIO, whatever it's called, the one that used to do the audio songs for you, that's AI. Because the chick that used to be on the old intro tune for mine, she's AI. So, which is why I pulled it off because I didn't like it. Every time I listened to it, it kind of made me cringe each time. I'm like,
yeah. Didn't feel right.
No. I'm kind of it was a laugh, but then it became not a laugh.
Yeah.
We did it as a piss in the eye of the face of AI, but it kind of then became, well, we're just using AI, aren't we? So really, are we not just supporting AI? It was kind of that thought process in the back of my head. So so don't generate the track with AI that actually generates your melody and tune and that sort of stuff. But we gave the sort of time anything between 10 seconds to 30 seconds I feel was a good intro thing. I think we were a bit long on the previous one. I think we were up to about a minute, and I just think it went on a bit too long. So we want to just sort of hit the intro, get it straight in, 10 to 30 seconds max, and then we're starting the show. And I think everyone's going to be happier because they'll know it's done by the community. They'll know it's not AI, and everyone voted on it. And even if we don't like it personally, right, we know that they like it, right?
Oh, that's the best thing.
It's a bit like when you go to one of those supermarkets, Daren, and you buy the no-name brand chocolate, and you go, you know what? It's chocolate, but it tastes like shit. But geez, I've saved some money.
What if you just do like a music in, submission and no video, and then it gets paired with some other video? Is that an option?
Yeah, well, I just said you can collab with someone else. Like,
or if you don't do that, just want to submit one thing, right?
If you just want to submit one thing, yeah. I mean, obviously, it would be easier if they had a video to write the music to, but yeah.
Well, because it doesn't have to beat match or that kind of stuff. It could just be a thematic thing where the music just fits in. So
we could do that. We could just take audio and then we could make the video ourselves to it.
I think more people enter if you don't have to do all the extra work because it's more work to make all that extra stuff. So.
Well, there are some people here who, like I said, are skilled in the art of video making. Those people are not me.
Well, I love making videos, but it takes a lot of time, and then I won't work on the music. So
yeah, I know. I get it.
It's similar.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time.
I think a lot of people, if they wanted to do this properly, they would probably want to see the video first, then do the audio to the video. That's generally how a lot of people work. If you ever work in music, doing music for movies and things like that, that's generally how.
Well, certainly for cinema, yeah. For films, you have to have the.
Yeah, when I did 2 game intros, and it sort of like helps when you, doing the game, putting your sounds or music to the. But I mean, we could say just sending like the tune, and if you're not doing the video, just send the tune in, and then if you're just doing the videos, see how it goes and see what we're getting, and then just say, we need to actually have a video and tune because this is not working. It might work.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
What sort of tunes you're getting and what sort of videos you're getting.
Yep, absolutely. Now, Ian, before we finish the show, I want to say that I have listened very a lot to Chris and Daren's remixes of Utopia.
You haven't got mine yet, have you?
And I'm letting you know that they are pretty damn good.
So I've got to finish it, haven't I?
Got to finish it. And was there anyone else we were waiting for, or was it just us 4?
I don't know.
I would like to start on it. I don't think I even have the files. So
Andy was going to do one. Okay.
Do you still have the link to the files?
Seriously? Probably, but it was like November last year. Maybe. I'll see if I can remember where it is, Andy, and I'll email it to you. But you really are running out of time, mate. So.
Well, I mean, I'll cobble something together. If it sucks, it sucks. So whatever.
Okay. All right.
I'm no prude or no slouch.
It's all right, Andy.
So I'll just,
it's all right. Me and Chris spent months on it, and we still don't think it's that good.
Well, that's always the curse, right? No matter how much time.
I purposefully haven't listened to it for at least 2 weeks. So.
Well, I
come back to it with fresh ears.
I wrote a track for about 3 years before I eventually released it. So these things happen, and usually most people would go, it's just dump it. It's not going to get there. This happens to
like
people.
Harvard Jams. That teaches you not to be precious. I got not even a weekend to work on most of the time. I have like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
So whatever I get is what I get. That's it.
Okay. So. Well, I'll try and you might have to remind me, but I'll try because I'm busy tomorrow. But I'll try and see if we can dig up the link. Yeah. I think it's a Dropbox link, isn't it, boys? If I remember rightly.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I think Daren, you needed a special. Daren needed a special kitten glove link. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So it didn't break his computer. Yeah.
Special one. Pink fluffy one. Pink fluffy link.
The problem is, lads in chat who are saying do the video, and then we'll do the music. I don't want to do the video either. I actually want both parts to be done. So if someone wants to put their hand up and do the video, it only has to go for like 10 to 30 seconds. We're not talking about a massive video. Preferably not AI generated. Would be a way to go. So like someone's, I think Wag suggested doing a slow pan over a Timberwolf.
I like his idea, and you have a quokka dancing on a Timberwolf. That'd be awesome.
There it is. That's the intro just there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they take the big dump on it at the end. So.
It'll take at least 4 years to train that quokka.
Yeah,
at least 4 years to train the quokka.
When you've trodden some quokka poo, you haven't lived. Right, we are going to end the show on that fantastic stinky note. Fantastic, guys.
The brown up.
Yeah. Enjoy the week. We will see you guys next week. Except for
see you in a fortnight, people.
Ian and Chris.
Except for me.
Happy birthday to Chris. Happy birthday, mate.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you, chatties. Bye,
everybody.
Take care.
Bye.